Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel where I post about lifestyle, ethical skincare, and wellness. If you're new here, consider subscribing so that you can keep updated on what I post. So today we're going to be talking about plants. It's one of the subjects that is something that I really like, and I have quite a lot of them. I started plant collecting like about a year ago, and it's grown a lot. And I think I've reached that point where I have like so much that I'm not going to be getting anymore. So these are my plant recommendations when it comes to styling Bohemian decorations with plants that complement the Bohemian space. I think that we all have different opinions, and that's okay, and there may be other plants that I didn't feature in this video that also look really well with Bohemian decorations. So the first plant that I'm going to be featuring is the Credatum. This plant actually likes to trail, so it would look nice in a planter that you can actually hang up on the wall. This plant has actually been the easiest to propagate for me. If you don't know what propagation is, it's basically if you take a cutting of the plant and then the plant is going to have like a node, and then you put that in water, and then it starts to grow roots from there, and then you plant it in soil. So the leaves are heart-shaped, and when you see new growth on this plant, like the new leaves are going to be bronze color, and that looks really nice. It kind of reminds me of autumn, and that's something I really like about the Credatum plant. Silver string of hearts, or actually string of hearts. Some of them are, there's different versions. So there's silver glory string of hearts, which has kind of like a silvery colored leaves but with no variegations, and then there's orange river string of hearts that has plain green leaves, and there's just the basic string of hearts that has kind of like green leaves, but it also has these silvery variegations on it as well. This plant actually blooms in the summer and autumn, and it's a quick grower, so it'll do well on a curtain rod or somewhere where you can hang it up so that it can trail. What I've noticed from the string of hearts that I have is that the new leaves are small. They start out really tiny, but then they grow bigger just to like standard size. Then we have the basic pothos, which is really easy to care for. You basically want to water this one like 7 to 10 days, or sometimes every 14 days. It just depends on how much bright and direct light that it gets. And there's different type of pothos as well. The one that I'm talking about is just the basic pothos that has green leaves, but there's also golden pothos and enjoy pothos, pearls and jade pothos. All of those can really complement a Bohemian decorations. These plants actually tolerate low light, and they look best when they're trailing. So the pothos that I got is from Wild Interiors. Yes, it looks similar to the Credatum, but it's different. This is a basic pothos with green leaves. It's not a golden pothos. The silvery and pothos, it actually has a really elegant look. As you can see from the leaves, it looks like it has fleckings on it, and it also shimmers. So it does have these silver variegations on the leaves, and it's just really unique. And this plant really looks nice trailing. Then the Monstera adansonii, which has glossy green leaves, and the fenestrations on the leaves are a bit more than your basic Monstera plant. So as you can see, it has a lot of fenestrations on the leaves. This plant can actually be grown on a totem going upwards, or you can trail it downwards. But for that to trail it, I think you have to have a lot of vines trailing downwards, whereas if you want to grow it upwards, it can be like one vine. Yeah, so I really like to keep my Monstera adansonii right near the window in kind of like a woven basket type of planter. It's doing really well here. It really likes the bright indirect lighting that it gets from the window. So I do have a few plant tips. Most common plants are going to like these tips that I'm going to be sharing. So it's actually a good idea to wait until the soil dries completely and then water the plant. This can help prevent root rot in a lot of plants, and you always like to underwater instead of overwater, because if you underwater, then the plant is going to thrive either way. So basically, a lot of plants are going to be watered in 10 to 14 days. So that's the common days, but it depends on the amount of bright and direct light the plant gets. So if it's like on the windowsill, it's gonna probably dry out in 7 days, look, for example, and some may take up to 10 days to dry out even if they are in that spot. All plants like bright indirect light. As long as there's one window in the room and you have that open so the plant could get the lighting from there, then it's going to really help the plant thrive. And humidity, you always want to keep a humidifier. So a lot of plants like the humid environment, and if you get a humidifier, which I recommend, then you can turn that on daily for the plants and make sure that you keep the space that they're in humid. Fertilizing is also something else that I recommend. I actually like to fertilize my plants every 3 months, which is quarterly, but if you like to fertilize them monthly or every 6 months or once a year, it just depends on what you prefer to do with that. But you don't want to over fertilize the plants either, because that can wear out the roots and it won't be good for the plant. So those are all the Bohemian plants that I recommend. If you have other suggestions, or maybe there's a plant that I didn't feature in this video that you think would look nice with Bohemian decoration, then comment below. I would love to hear it. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.